Welcome to the Songwriter Connection, the podcast that delves deep into the art and heart of songwriting. Each week, we gather around the dining room table to uncover the stories behind the songs. We invite you to join us on a journey to the creative minds of the songwriters who shape the melodies of our lives. From Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, Dave Lenahan.
And you know, to be more specific, we're at the local in Nashville. It's got two great, yes, live audience. Let's hear you. Oh! Yeah, we've got two very special guests tonight that we're going to introduce you to. But before we do, I want to thank Jeff and everybody at the local for letting us to invade their space. They've got two great locations now. One in Hendersonville. We're at the one in Nashville's West End on 28th. So the place is the place to hang when you come to Nashville. You come on in, you come in a stranger, and you leave a local. I also want to thank my friend Joe over here from the Songwriter Spotlight. He's doing all the video and the audio tonight and making sure we get it recorded so that I can put it up on the web for you all to look at. Usually we're an audio-only podcast because I'm a radio guy, and but we're going to have some video on this one. On YouTube, so
if
that is kind of cool.
I would have worn makeup.
I know, me too.
Wow.
I asked my wife Patty to do my makeup today, and she didn't have time, so I understand. So thank you, Joe. And by the way, you do some really cool things for songwriters, and I want to thank you for that. You know, you'll see him around town at different songwriter events, just, you know, taking pictures, recording video, and that's what he does. And if you're an artist and you need to have, you know, video, maybe an EPK or whatever, or just some photos to show off on your website, this is your guy. And you'll find him at songwriterspotlight.com. He's on all the socials, including Instagram. That's where I always contact him. So let's hear it for Joe. To your right, in my left, Mab. He's Yoda of all the songwriters here in town. The best
you will.
mentor a songwriter could ask for. Marc-Alan Barnette was sometimes my co-host on the podcast. Mark, good to have you here.
It's great to be here, Dave. Thank
Thanks
you very
for joining
much.
us. And this guy in the center, you know, I'm going to he's so big we need two people to introduce him. So I'm going to let you start, Mark.
Okay. This guy is probably the most famous guy you're going to hear today. But many of you grew up with his music. He lives in Dallas. He came in here all the way from Dallas, Texas, to be with you guys.
Yes.
And I've been lucky enough to know him for a few years, but he is just an amazing guy. He's got some great stories, but the story on the song that you will all know is one of the greatest song stories in the world. So
it really is.
Randy Brooks is going to be amazing today.
Yes, he is.
He does a good job.
Yeah, you ought to do a podcast. I think you'd be great. Randy Brooks, he lives in Dallas, but I'll tell you, he spent some time here in Nashville. You graduated from Vanderbilt University.
Barely.
Magna cum
Loudly.
Lager, which obviously he has a PhD in beerology, and which leads to songwriting. Automatically, yeah. He has the song that he wrote, "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer," is considered. I know, really.
That's my wife, by the way.
Some people consider it the Gambler of Christmas songs. And I think they got that wrong, Randy, because I think it's the other way around. I think the Gambler is the Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer for...
Country.
So. But anyway, it's a great story, and we're just so happy to have you here. I really am.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
CSAC writer who's Songwriter of the Year, also with a Song of the Year. And the nice thing, here's how, if you're a songwriter, friends of the song, just fans of songs, here's how you do it. You write yourself a hit song that's a Christmas song, so that every year at Christmas, it climbs up the chart and goes #1 again. And that's been the case with me, right? Songwriting's easy, right?
Oh, it's easy. You can all do it.
You can all do it. How about we start with that story, because it is an amazing story. And then you know what? Do you want to hear a song first? Should we do a song first?
Yeah.
Mark, what do you think?
I believe we should.
Let's do a song. That's what you guys wrote, a special Christmas song together, didn't you? And we'll get to Grandma.
Yeah.
But we're not we're not going to be in a hurry to kill Grandma tonight.
Yeah, writing with Randy, I mean, you know, it's when you write with those legends, you think about, you know, who Rodgers and Hammerstein and Irving Berlin, and when it comes to Christmas, there's one guy that comes to mind, and that's Randy. And so I got to write a Christmas song with Randy.
Man.
We wrote this right before COVID. So now you'll see the relevance. Be careful what you write about, because
We caused COVID.
sometimes I feel like it. Because right after, this is what happened.
It always seems to happen on Black Friday. 10,000 screaming shoppers buying things that they don't need.
We made it through Thanksgiving just to stand here in these lines. All at once someone begins to sneeze. Don't notice it at all until later in the week. Then I'm all laid up in bed, temperature of 103. All I want is to not get sick for Christmas. Every year my Christmas cheer gets ruined by the flu. It's the only thing that's on my wish list.
But you know you don't choose mucus.
Mucus chooses you.
While everyone drinks eggnog, I'll be down in Theraflu while they're trimming trees and hanging colored lights.
I can hear the sound of carols coming from the other room. But with my laryngitis, it will be a silent night. Don't worry about the mistletoe beside the Christmas tree. With my runny nose and fever,
Ain't nobody kissing me.
all I want is to not get sick for Christmas. Every year my Christmas cheer gets ruined by the flu. It's the only thing that's on my wish list.
But you know you don't choose mucus.
Mucus chooses you. Kleenex by the handful and those bowls of Tylenol.
I smell just like Vic Vapor Rub and got a red nose like Rudolph.
Santa don't have to worry about bringing gifts for me, 'cause he knows when you feel bad or good.
And he sees you when you sneeze.
All I want is to not get sick for Christmas. Every year my Christmas cheer gets ruined by the flu. It's the only thing that's on my wish list.
But you know you don't choose mucus.
Mucus chooses you. Yeah, you know you don't choose mucus. Mucus chooses you.
Merry Christmas.
Randy Brooks, Marc-Alan Barnette. You know what's so funny about that song is Mark is famous for this song called Tables and Chairs. And in it, he has the line, you don't choose music, music chooses you. And it's the same with mucus, I imagine, at this point. Randy Brooks and Mark, thank you so much for being on the show. Randy, I'm just looking at all the things here that your song inspired. It spawned an animated Christmas special, toys, Hallmark ornaments, greeting cards, merch like apparel and things like that, video games, a brand of chocolate mix, awesome, a Tesla dashboard app for the car.
If you push the wrong button in your Tesla in December, it'll start playing that.
Oh, and there's so much. I mean, inflatable yard. How many have an inflatable yard ornament of Grandma getting run over by a reindeer?
Those were like $99 at Home Depot. I can't imagine anybody bought them. But
Yesterday we were at KDK's, this little shop, and they have all the Hallmark things, and they're bringing some out of that. And I said, well, this is the guy who wrote Grandma Got Run Over by Radar. They all had to have their picture taken with them.
Oh yeah.
There's also a billboard on 40 if you're going toward the airport that is a lawyer ad, and the lawyer says, we've got everything for you and your grandma, too.
Yeah. And that's not all. I mean, it's been used in many movies, in TV commercials, so it's got a lot of sync money for you. And
it is.
and was even sung. Dolly and Jimmy Fallon sang it on the Tonight Show one night.
Yeah, and the story, if I may take a moment.
Yeah, please do. I was gonna ask you about that because
when Dolly and I were both in our 20s, I think I was 21, she was 23, and I went to see a taping of the Porter Wagner show because I was in college at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And I cornered her on a commercial break and asked her for any songwriting tips, and how to get your songs published and recorded and stuff like that. And all she told me was she just said, honey, if it's what you love a doing, you just keep on doing it, and I know something good's going to happen for you. And then she sang it like 40 years later, so that was just amazing.
Wow, like a full circle moment. How about that?
Yeah, what a thrill. What a thrill.
So, tell me about how you started writing songs, and what was it that attracted you to that?
I was just always a music freak, and from the first time I discovered, rock and roll, or what top 40 radio, Louisville, Kentucky. We only had one show, 4 hours a night, that played rock and roll music. Everly Brothers and Roy Orbison and all that stuff back at the time, and I loved it. And I didn't think much about it, but I started writing parody lyrics.
Did you? Yeah.
To other people's melodies, and I would write insulting songs about girls I was attracted to and think somehow that would appeal to them. Didn't work, but that was the start. It was a while before I put my own melodies to things.
Yeah. And you also did radio, didn't you? You loved doing radio, didn't you?
Campus radio.
Campus
at
radio.
Vanderbilt, I loved it.
Yeah.
The WRVU, the Mighty Whirv.
The Mighty Whirv.
We had a 500-yard broadcast radius. If you were living in one of the outer dorms, you couldn't hear us. But,
yeah. I worked for a station one time outside of Cleveland. It was WOBL, Wobble Radio. Except that general manager would not let us ever say Wobble Radio. And I always thought, well, that'd be a cool way. Because there was at the time, there was that toy, Weebles Wobble, but they don't fall down, right? Yeah.
But that would...
I know.
I mean, that would be memorable. People would remember the station because of that.
Right.
They never know what they got.
I know, until it's gone. That's exactly right.
A Grandma Got Run Over. Was that the first big successful song that you wrote?
Well, that was the only successful song I wrote. Well, I take that back. I wrote the flip side of it, too, so that was successful for me. But, yeah. And I only ever wrote songs to sing in bars with my friends.
To sing in bars. And that's kind of how you wrote this. It was just singing in bars, right?
Yes, exactly.
Never thinking it was going to reach the milestones that it has.
No, never thinking that anybody else would ever sing it or record it or that a radio station would dare to put it on the air.
But they did, and we're going to get to that story. So let's tell us about the writing of it first and step us through that whole story, because it really is amazing.
I was listening to a bunch of Christmas albums. I think it was probably the end of the year 1977, and I was going to make a tape, to play at the holidays with lots of different Christmas songs. And I discovered there weren't lots of different Christmas songs. Everybody recorded the same songs.
Yeah.
And one of the albums that I listened to was Merle Haggard, and he had a song called Grandma's Christmas Card. And it was one of those songs. It started out Grandma's homemade Christmas card long, long ago. And right then you knew Grandma had passed away at some point before the song was over.
So it's important to note, he was not the first person to kill Grandma in a song.
No, I was not.
It was Merle.
So this was derivative.
Right.
But there were so many songs back then that I was aware of. Porter and Dolly had Jeannie's Afraid of the Dark, and of course you had Jim Ed Brown and the Browns singing the Three Bells.
Three Bells, yes.
Or some beloved character, they'd tell you how wonderful they were, and in the third verse they passed away. And I was just so disgusted with that manipulative style of songwriting. I said, oh hell, let's just kill the relative off at the beginning of the song. And let's make it joyful and upbeat, and obviously a joke, obviously a parody poking fun at these things.
Yeah.
And so I did, and because of Merle's song, Grandma was top of mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gotcha. Now I remember when that first crossed my deck. I was working at Wobble Radio at the time.
Don't say that.
WOBL, and and I remember playing it and listening to it, and I thought, oh my, I don't know. And the phone started lighting up. And here was the thing. People either hated it, They were like, don't ever play that again. But you know what? The more people liked it than hated it. And every day, you have to play it 3-4 times a show. I mean, everybody wanted to hear that song.
Yay.
Was that the initial response when you were first playing that song?
Yeah, I mean, when I played it, people responded well because my job in the band was always to play a novelty song that I'd written every set.
Yeah.
And people responded okay to it. Of course, I only played it at Christmas time.
Yeah.
But they far preferred Will You Be Ready at the Plate When Jesus Throws the Ball, or Put a Bag Over Your Head and Let's Make Love. Those were my more popular songs. But Grandma did okay for
Grandma
me.
did okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, right.
And it attracted enough attention that when we were playing out in Lake Tahoe, the Tahoe Entertainment paper ran the cover photo on one issue had our picture, and it said, "This band sings about killer reindeer at the Hyatt." And so
Killer reindeer.
somebody noticed it.
Yeah. So you didn't kill Grandma. It was reindeer. Yeah. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't realize until the cartoon came out that she doesn't die. I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was a freak storm
It was a freak storm.
that they heard that song, that Elmo heard that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we hadn't gotten snowed in, we would have never met Elmo and Patsy the next night and have them hear the song.
Before we get to that, I want to talk about the writing of the song because you put a lot of your relatives into this song and stuff, right?
Yes. It was once I got the basic premise for the song.
Yeah.
And I got the chorus going. I thought, now what am I going to write about? And so I thought back on childhood Christmases with my family.
Yeah.
And we would after the Christmas dinner was over, the women would take the dishes out in the kitchen and take care of that, and the men, my grandfather and his two brothers, Uncle Lewis and Uncle Henry, would go into the living room, and they'd set up a card table. They'd all open a beer and get a cigar out, and they would play pinochle while they watched football on the black and white TV.
Yeah.
So I worked all that in, and my grandmother wore a wig that was a color not found in nature, so that had to come into it. And Kentucky girl, she liked her bourbon. Sometimes she drank a little too much of it, so all of that was part of the song.
You had another notable relative, too.
Yes.
Your uncle, right?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting piece of trivia. Tell him.
Uncle, well, none of these people are old enough to remember.
Come on.
Foster Brooks.
You remember
comedian.
Foster Brooks?
That was my dad's older brother.
How about that?
He helped
so
me get the
funny.
record on the air out in
Did he?
L.A.
Yeah. And I remember it was a station in San Francisco that first started playing it, right, if I remember correctly, and then it just spread across the country.
And it's just exactly what you said. Gene Nelson, the first disc jockey who put it on, said the phones lit up with people saying, "Don't ever play that song again." But other people called in and said, "My husband was at work. I'd like him to hear it, you know."
Okay.
And so Gene Nelson said, "If I get 50 requests, I'll play it again." And not only did he get 50 requests, but Tower Records in downtown San Francisco, which had taken 25 copies of the single from Elmo and Patsy, called him that afternoon and said, "We'll take all you've got."
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Wow. So you were playing in Lake Tahoe, right? And tell us that story, because the freak snowstorm and everything, and how that all became.
Yeah, the brakes on the van froze up. We were supposed to be packed up and headed back to Dallas, and we couldn't leave because of the van, so we moved back in, and the band that was following us into the hotel there, the Hyatt on the North Shore of Lake Tahoe, was Elmo and Patsy, and they were kind of a bluegrass Sonny and Cher act.
Cool.
And they did funny material, and we were just gonna. They invited us up on stage, my band, and we were all gonna do bluegrass songs that we knew in common. But somebody in the audience, a casino employee on his night off, sent up a request on a napkin for "Grandma Got Run Over," and I think I said, "No, you know, we're just doing songs." Yeah, it's not my show, exactly. And they said, "No, go ahead and do it," and I did. And as soon as the show was over, we got together at the side of the stage, and they said, "Hey, we got a cassette recorder in the dressing room. Would you record that song for us? We'd like to learn it."
Wow.
And I was excited just to think somebody else might sing a song of mine
Yeah.
and mention my name when I wasn't in town, you know, and that would make me a songwriter.
Yes. So officially you're a songwriter.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
awesome.
Not just because I said so.
From a little work tape on a cassette recorder.
And then they came back here. Patsy was from Fayetteville down by Lynchburg.
Okay.
And they went into a studio down there. Her father was a publisher and did gospel music. They went into a studio and made a little recording of it. and they were going to sell from the stage at their shows. And when it got put on the radio that first year, and it started getting a lot of attention, they went right back in the studio and re-recorded it. Beefed it up a little bit, added a keyboard to it, and Elmo started shouting the punchlines out in case people didn't get the punchlines. Made them a little punchier.
Interject something?
Yes, please do.
Right. I teach songwriting and work with writers and artists, and basically there are 4 things when you're trying to deal with this industry, you're trying to come into this town, all these people, songwriters. Basically there are 4 things: creation of the song, presentation of the song live and recorded, networking, and business. That's exactly how this happened. He had an interesting song with an interesting slant on it from a perspective that most people didn't see coming. Creation of the song. Second, he performed it live and it was engaging and people paid attention to it and wanted to hear it more. They recorded it on a little cassette tape. Then they recorded it into a studio, made it interesting. Networking, he met some people just in a random thing. And the 4th is business. And that is one of the most requested Christmas songs in the world.
Yes, it is.
One year it was only beat out by White Christmas.
Well, one year it beat out White Christmas.
It beat out White, that's right. So that is creation of the song, presentation of the song, networking, and business. There you go.
And it continues to get re-recorded and covered. And do you have any idea how many different people recorded that song?
I have no idea.
No idea.
And how many of them were actually major label people, and how many are just, folks.
Yeah.
Folks like us that just do things and put them out on YouTube.
Tell
There have been a
them
million of those.
who you played it with last week.
Oh, yeah. Who did I play it with?
Who did you play with?
The acapella group.
Oh, Straight No Chaser. Wonderful acapella group. And they've got a new video that they did of it, which is a minor key. And it's wonderful. The video looks like the movie Clue or Knives Out or something.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. And so they were coming to Dallas, and I got in touch with their management and said we'd love to come see at the show. So they got us tickets, and they introduced me. They did the song. They introduced me from the stage, and then we went backstage afterwards. And nicest guys in the world. And they did an interview this week with the Cleveland newspaper because they're up there. And
Plain Dealer.
And they said we met the guy who wrote the song, and he likes our version, and that means so much to us.
Wow.
Very cool.
And then
Isn't
you were
that cool?
in Roanoke, Virginia last week.
Yeah, playing with the Roanoke Symphony. Can you imagine? I had 60 players and 100 singers behind me.
Grandma in symphonic splendor. That's
Symphonic.
awesome. Yeah.
2,500 people eating and drinking and shouting, "Send them back."
Would y'all like to hear that song? By the guy who wrote it. Randy Brooks, everybody.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. She'd been drinking too much eggnog, and we begged her not to go, but she forgot her medication, so she staggered out the door into the snow. When we found her Christmas morning at the scene of the attack, there were hoof prints on her forehead and incriminating claws marks on her back. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe.
Is it okay to sing along?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Now we're all so proud of Grandpa. He's been taking this so well. See him in there watching football, drinking beer and playing cards with Uncle Lewis and Uncle Henry. It's not Christmas without Grandma. All the family's dressed in black, and we just can't help but wonder, should we open up her gifts or send them back?
Send them back!
Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You could say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. You know, I recently found the lost verse.
You did?
Yeah, the lost verse.
A lost verse?
Yeah.
So you can play it for us?
Let's do it right now.
Awesome.
As we plan the visitation, nailing down the date and time, we'll be pondering vacation that we hope we'll all soon take on Grandma's dime. All the grandkids are excited, and they're wondering as we speak, who will get the Buick Skylark that she only drove to church one time a week. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Now the goose is on the table, and a pudding made of fig, and a blue and silver candle that would just have matched the hair in Grandma's wig. I've warned all my friends and neighbors, better watch out for yourselves. They should never give a license to a man who drives a sleigh and plays with elves. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. One more time, help us out. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Randy Brooks, our guest on Songwriter Connection podcast. We're doing it live at the local in Nashville. I see Chris Wallen is here. Chris was on the last time we did this show.
Chris
when
is
we
here?
when we had a mere 2 million listeners then. Today we're celebrating 3 million downloads and streams worldwide. And thank you for celebrating it with us and the holidays as well. Happy holidays, everybody. It's so good to have you here. I want to remind you that we're on YouTube as well. Not a video podcast, but today we will be. We're going to put that up as soon as we can. Thanks to Joe over there from Songwriter Spotlight.
And he's negotiating with YouPorn to maybe get it put on there.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a surprise. By the way, that is banned now in Tennessee. You can't even get that. But anyway, if you're on YouTube, why do I know that? I don't. That's scary. It's kind of scary. If you're watching on YouTube, please click the like and subscribe because it helps more than you ever know. Also, don't forget about the Spotify playlist, Songwriter Connection, the songs. Every Wednesday we publish at 2 o'clock in the morning Central Time, so you can get up with a cup of coffee, make a new connection, a new songwriter, and so you can stream that. All these songs, it's amazing how many different songwriters we've had, big hit writers, independent artists that are working so hard to make it happen, and you know what, they need your help as well. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to Songwriter Connection. Randy Brooks, our guest. Marc-Alan Barnette joining us too.
Dave Lanahan, y'all.
Oh, get out of here. Mark, you're still doing the tour stuff, right? You want to plug that real quick?
I do. I do I'm kind of a coach. If you're familiar with what a sports coach does that works with prospects trying to go into the pros or even to the college, I kind of do that with songwriters. I work on their song catalog. I show them some things about writing. I try to take them around. A friend of mine, Dave Bradshaw here from Utah, just went through the gauntlet a few days ago, and he's here and has been going through it. So I try to inject reality into dreams.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a lot of people that just uproot and move here. And out of the people that move here every week or come here on regular trips, that's about 500 to 600 people. And between 6 months, 90% of those people are gone. And so we would like to educate them. We love people to come into this town. We are a great community. We enjoy people. But then we'd like you to go home. No, actually... No, but we like you to be a part of our community instead of trying to come in and take over our community. Yeah. And so we're always wonderful to have you. And Dave's a great guy. And Dave Lanahan. It's the Daves, but Marc-Alan Barnette.com.
What y'all need to know about Mark is he gives himself to songwriters in the community. We had a little group in Cincinnati that Mark would come down and mentor us and helped us all immensely. And Mark is a great songwriter. I mean, he's had cuts with John Barry. You had a cut the first day you moved to town. You had a cut.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a song. I don't know if any of you know this character, but do you ever have somebody that just picks up a phone and starts talking? They don't say hello. They just start talking. That was my father, Grady Barnette, and he would call me up and he'd say, "I got an idea for a song." And they were always terrible ideas until one day he had an idea for a song, which was about a trucker driving across the country, and he goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, "Well, that's where it hurts," and he has all these states he's driving across. We ended up writing. It was actually a good idea, and it was my first song that I got cut. First night in town, I made the connection on it, networking again. It was used in a Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson television movie called Another Pair of Aces. It was recorded on the first album by Shelby Lynn. It got our names in People magazine. And for the rest of his life, my dad used to say, "I don't know what's so hard about writing songs." Because he wrote one. That's it.
And he loved Willie, didn't he? He got to see Willie.
He was a great, huge, enormous Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson fan. And there's a scene, it was Shelby Lynn's first television thing. It's a scene in the movie, CBS television movie of the week, Another Pair of Aces. She sings the song. Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, and Celia Ward are in this bar, and it started out in this real slow thing and kicked into a two-step, and Willie Nelson two-stepped with Celia Ward to my song. And my dad that made his bucket list.
Oh, man.
And he saw that before he passed away, so.
That's just great.
Thank you, Grady.
Let's hear it from Marc-Alan Barnette, yo.
Are we going to hear that song?
You want to play a little bit of it? Play a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Play a little bit.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah. Maybe a verse and a chorus, because we're running short of time.
Well, I went to see my doctor. Was feeling kind of low. I asked him to examine me from my head down to my toes. Checked me all over, but I couldn't find a thing. I guess it was because I could not describe the pain. And he said, "Where does it hurt in Oklahoma as I'm driving across the plains? Head up to Louisiana in a warm and gentle rain. To the Arizona desert, I can understand the pain. Where it hurts, that's where it hurts, that's where it hurts. Where it hurts, that's where it hurts, that's where it hurts. Where it hurts, that's where it hurts, that's where it hurts."
So clever. Mark always used to teach us. Yeah, let's hear it for him. Always used to teach us about having. Yeah, you never heard. He always used to teach us about having a twist in a song, and that is really twist. That's twisted, Mark.
I'm twisted.
That's Jerry Reed.
Yeah.
Hearing that.
Yeah, I would love that. Hear that. And I love how you talk about the harsh reality behind the music business, and you talk about a movie. There's a movie out there streaming right now, and it's a Christmas kind of movie. She walks into the publishing company, and she's so happy because not only does she have the next big song on this huge songwriters artist's record, but she's pretty sure it's going to be the next single. And she meets this old guy on the porch picking a guitar, and she tells him, "I'm so excited." And he says, "It's about time, girl. I'm your biggest fan, you know." She walks into the office, and the owner of the publishing company says, "I got some bad news. That guy got a new producer, and he's not going to cut your song. So not only do you not have the single, but you're not even going to be on the album."
Oh, man.
And that's how the movie starts. That old guy on the porch was played by yours truly. The
Dave
movie,
plays me in this movie.
and it's called Music City Mistletoe, and I hope that you'll check it out. It's streaming in a lot of different places right now.
And I'm sure it has a happier ending than that beginning.
It may. It just may. And you know it's like a Hallmark kind of thing, so there's a love story like wound in between, anyway. Now, I want to get back to Randy Brooks, y'all. Randy, so you got this song, and it's becoming a monster hit. And it will again and again and again. But Elmo and Passy call you up, and they go, you know what, we're going to do a whole album on this. Do you have any other Christmas songs? And you said...
I don't yet, but can I call you back in 20 minutes? Because another chance to get a cut, Hey.
Yeah, right. So
and
I
I figured they weren't too picky if they had recorded Grandma, so I'd surely come up with another thing for them.
So what did you do? Tell us about this song.
So I thought, what hasn't already been written to death about? And Christmas tree, Santa Claus, blah, blah, blah. And finally I thought, well, a poinsettia. I don't know any songs about a poinsettia.
I can't think of one.
And then the next thing I thought was, I would like to apologize for Grandma Got Run Over and make this more of a kids-friendly song, family-friendly song. And it wasn't totally altruistic because a reporter that had interviewed me had told me that Johnny Marks, who wrote Rudolph, was making $500,000 a year off of merchandising, lunchboxes and coloring books and the cartoon. And I said, well, I better write something that lends itself more to that.
Yeah.
Not knowing that Grandma would eventually be a cartoon and one
be that more.
Yeah. So I came up with Percy the Puny Poinsetta.
Love the title. Yeah. And that became the B-side of Grandma, right?
It did. When Epic Records picked it up, it became the B-side of the single, and it was the second cut on the album. And as I always tell people, when the A-side sells 1 million copies, so does the B-side.
Sure does, right?
So my second million seller.
Yeah. That was on 45. That's the little record with the big hole, in case you don't know.
Yeah.
And you put it on they called it a turntable, right?
Uh-huh. About the size of a small Frisbee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's awesome. So now you have 2 cuts. Now, I wanted to know, the station started playing it in San Diego, and then it just started spreading.
San Francisco.
What'd I say? I meant San Francisco.
Yeah.
I think I said something. All right, San Francisco, and then it just started spreading. How many years was it between that and when Epic Records says, okay, we're going to sign it and distribute it?
First got put out in 79 on an independent label. Epic first released it in 84, so 5-year spread.
5 years. And that original label was called?
Oink.
Oink Records.
Yeah.
So look through your 45. If you got it on the original Oink Records label, that's got to be worth, what, $30-$40?
Yeah, and it was also on, they first put it out on they called it Elmo and Patsy, the label, and then they called it Oink. And then when they hired a regional distributor to get more copies out, it was Sound Waves, which I think is out of the Nashville area here.
Any idea how many, how many sales worldwide? Any idea?
Oh, man.
Millions and millions.
Because it's been on so many compilation albums and things like that, I got a... Well, of course, I got a platinum record on the original, the single and the album. But then I got 6 million sales on now. That's what I call Christmas.
Yeah.
And so lots more to. So I'm sure it's over 10 million. I'm sure.
Who was the relative that was so excited because you had a record on a copulation? That story about the copulation.
Oh, that was my wife who's sitting right down here. It would come out on Greatest Children's Christmas Hits or Billboard's Greatest, and Marty would be so excited she'd tell her friends, "Oh, Randy's song got put out on another copulation album."
I love it.
That thrilled me. Speaking of you porn.
Can we hear about the Petunia song, the Poinsetta, the Puny Poinsetta? Would you like to hear that?
This is actually, people say, "What's your favorite song that you've ever written?" And I have 2.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. And Grandma is not one of them, except in financial terms, of course. Percy, the puny poinsettia, hanging his bloom in dismay. If they had just kept him wetter, he'd be a houseplant today.
Oh, yeah.
Folks liked the other plants better, Now he's alone on the shelf. Even a plant with no uncle or aunt shouldn't spend Christmas Day by himself. Holiday shoppers would stop at the counter and pick out a plant to take home. One at a time, all his friends were adopted till Percy was left there alone. Percy, the puny poinsettia, hanging his bloom in dismay. If they had just kept him wet up, he'd be a houseplant today. Folks like the other plants better. Now he's alone on the shelf. Even a plant with no uncle or aunt shouldn't spend Christmas Day by himself. Then into the shop on the day before Christmas came a poor little girl who was crying. And when she saw Percy, her eyes opened wide, and she said, "Can I please make him mine?" Now Percy, the puny poinsettia, is standing beside Mr. Tree. His leaves, they've never been redder. He's as proud as a houseplant can be. Somebody made him feel better, rescued him off of the shelf. Even a plant with no uncle or aunt shouldn't spend Christmas Day by himself. Even a plant with no uncle or aunt shouldn't spend Christmas Day by himself.
Randy Brooks, you all.
Thank you.
That is just awesome. I want to thank you for, once again, from Dallas coming here to Nashville. I know you've been very busy this week with shows, and Bluebird tomorrow, right?
Bluebird tomorrow.
Bluebird tomorrow. That's awesome.
The 6 o'clock show. Gary Nicholson, wonderful writer, has the late show, and we'll be doing the 6 o'clock show, Mark and me, and Scott Southworth, and my brother Ronnie Brooks.
Ronnie Brooks, who, by the way, was Wise in the Budweiser commercial.
Wise. That one
He was
syllable
wise.
made him a lot of money.
Made him a lot of money, I'm sure. Can we take it out with that Trailer Park song, Marc-Alan Barnette? And I want to thank you all for being here at the Local for the live Songwriter Connection podcast. Marc-Alan Barnette, Randy Brooks,
Dave Lenahan.
There you go. There's a dog going through the garbage in my front yard. He's got my wreath in his teeth, along with my Hallmark cards. My neighbor's got a chainsaw. He's going for my car. It's a not so Merry Christmas here in the trailer park. Ho, ho, hoes are walking up and down my street. Low, low, low riders are chasing me. 7 Latin lords are leaping. That's the gang lurking in the dark. It's a not so Merry Christmas here in the trailer park. Well, my ex-Mrs. Santa's got her claws in someone new. I hope ex-husband number 12 has a blue Christmas too. I want someone to see my Christmas spirit now. So I'll hang my mistletoe right where I sit down. If my single white burns down this year, that's a real good start. It's a not so Merry Christmas here in the trailer park. Well, my ex-Mrs. Santa's got her claws my number 12 has a blue Christmas too. The Moron Tallywhacker Choir. I want someone to see my Christmas spirit now. So I'll hang my mistletoe right where I sit down. If my single white burns down this year, that's a real good start. It's a not so Merry Christmas here in the trailer park. It's a not so Merry Christmas here in the trailer park. Feliz Navidad!
Yeah! Marc-Alan Barnette, the wonderful, the great Randy Brooks, thank you so much for coming out. The show after this is Freaky Friday, and everybody's here for that, I'm sure. Thank you for joining us for Songwriter Connection.